just established. We regard the provost's contention that his decision is motivated by a desire to increase the center's faculty and resources toward the establishment of a PhD program as hollow and counterintuitive. Those of us who are well-versed in university systems and structures understand that this organizational shift is deeply tied to issues of power, control, and financial resources. And I would in bracket white power. We understand that although the Africana Center is not fully autonomous, there are significant consequences that will arise from being reduced to a departmental status, a unit within the College of Arts and Sciences. Allocation of resources, faculty lines, as well as tenure decisions and other important matters will be subjected to a different process, one that is likely not to benefit Africana studies in the long run. In fact, it might lead to its demise. Moreover, despite the claims of university administrators, we know that it is not necessary to change Africana status in order to establish a PhD program. And then it gets into the report. Can we show that report one more time so that people know that it actually exists? Because I think they're trying to lie. It was clear then, and it is now, that resources, faculty lines are the main requirements for the establishment of the PhD program. And there is no reason to deny these resources to Africana as a center. We stand firm in our opposition to this assault on the status and institutional integrity of the Africana Studies and Research Center. We strongly urge Provost Fox to reverse course and avoid what will surely be detrimental to the quality, educational life, and public image of Cornell University. And let's honor our history on this campus, because it hasn't been easy, and it's not going to be easy, but we stay in. We're not going anywhere. We're going to keep our center. We're going to keep the pictures that look like us up in that center. We're not going to be forced to go into buildings that have pictures that look nothing like me, or you, or you, or you, or you, and don't care about me, or you, or you, or
That's
you.
Right.
We're going to keep learning. We're not going to let anyone with a PhD just call themselves an Africana professor. We can read, we can write, we are intelligent. We are one of the most important parts of this campus historically, and we're going to stay. Thank you. All right, we're going to keep it moving. We have lots of folks who still want to speak. All right, Professor Edmondson in the house. Okay, so I'm going to invite Professor Edmondson to come up here and speak. But before I do, we have a sign-up sheet going around. Can somebody hold that up? Whoever has it right now. It's circulating. Whoever has it, can you just hold it up so we can see? Okay. Hi, there we go. Okay, over here we have a sign-up sheet. Please sign this sheet so we can contact you so you know what's happening. You can stay abreast of everything that's happening with this movement. Okay? All right. So now I would like to introduce Professor Lawson Edmondson. Let me get some noise from Professor Lawson.
I got a bit held up coming here for one simple and important reason. As you know, our director, Professor Bob Harris, I'm not a politician, I'm a politician. As many of you may know, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Our director, Professor Robert Harris, tendered his resignation in protest against this assault on the integrity and dignity of the Africana Studies and Research Center. The entire faculty unanimously persuaded Professor Harris to stay on, and I just, maybe 20 minutes ago, on behalf of the faculty, emailed the provost, whatever his name is, you know. Sent an email to the provost on behalf, unanimously, of the faculty that we wanted Professor Harris to stay on, and we are very glad he has so consented. You see, you have to be very, very suspicious of activities. The next thing you would know is that over the weekend somebody has been imposed from Day Hall as director of Africana faculty. There have been some like before, especially for the younger students. I mentioned in a brief talk yesterday, this is nothing new. we're just revisiting a situation that has aggressed on Africana since its founding in 1969. 40 odd years of this. None of it is new. It comes in different forms and shapes, but it's the same principle. Can we have a center devoted to the study of Africa and peoples of African descent, but linked also to the wider curriculum of Cornell, to internationalize Cornell's curriculum, not to particularize it, to broaden it, not to weaken it? We have been very clear that we have brought to Cornell courses and thinking which did not exist, and probably most of which would not have existed without our presence. If we want to stay away from people and do our own thing, you don't come to Ithaca, New York. Makes no sense at all.
That's right.
Right? Would you believe it? Not too recently, but for many of my many years here, I've had professors of another racial belonging come and ask me if we have white students, listen to this, in Africana studies. Do you see the images out there?
Yeah.
A group of black people over there doing their own thing. Whites are not welcome. And it's stunning that you get this type of comment from professors. You can see the thinking about it. And we have to be conscious of that racialization and demeaning. Which group is told that we do not know what is good for us? How can we be told, as we were in the last 2 days, that other people know better what we need than what we want? That they have our best interests at heart, and by implication, we do not know what our best interests are. If you read American history, you're not surprised about that, but it is stunning that it comes from an educational institution like Cornell and people who should know better. Our problem is not simply the outcome of what the provost wants, but the process. You have been told that before. It's a humiliating and insulting process.
Right.
Decisions made with everybody involved except us to be told about it. The insensitivity, the contempt is extraordinary. But if you look at the history of this country, some of it is not surprising at all. I want to share two things with you. Professor Turner, my good friend, isn't here today. I came to Cornell a year after the Africana Studies was founded. I taught for 3 years, 1970 to 73, in the government department. I resigned and went back to my country of origin, Jamaica, to get a job there. Many people at Cornell couldn't figure out, how the hell could you leave Cornell to go to the University of West Indies? This guy's getting crazy. I'm telling you. But I did it. But 10 years later, I was invited back here by Africana to join them in 1983. When I left in the early 70s, a lot of precarious things were going on about Africana. I came back in 83, we saw signs of it again. And I'll share this with you if you just give me permission. I arrived on campus in 83. The number of people I knew before I left and whatnot, and I was invited by someone in a high position in the hall who happened to be black to have lunch with them. And before you knew it, they were checking out to find out what did I think of Africa. Africana Studies, invites me to join them. I sign on. What do I think of Africana Studies?
Wow.
Don't you think it's a bit too far from campus? I said to them, it's very comforting to know that you miss us so much. But it's not difficult to take a bus or a walk over to Africana at all. We have to walk this way every day. Don't you think Africana is too much, has its own integrity? Not integrity, that's not the word they use. I said, that's why I joined Africana. And it's clear, I'm telling you, that they were feeling me out to see if I might be a possible future director.